I'm seeing a lot of talk from my colleagues on the left too as we shift toward this reinvigorated talk about Jim Crow and the past of this country. And as someone who is a direct descendant of a slave, as someone whose great-great-grandfather was born on a plantation, I can assure you, slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead. When I go anywhere, I don't see any white-only signs. I don't, I promise you. I am a black man that represents a white majority district in Texas. The great-great-grandson of a man born on a plantation stands before you today as a proud conservative Republican from Texas, as a believer and follower in Christ, and as a believer in what this country can be if we allow equality for not just Muslim Americans, not just Buddhist Americans, but also Christian Americans like yourself. God bless you, young man. You give me a lot of hope for the future of this country. Thank you for having the courage. I yield back the remainder of my time.
Full of shit.
Yeah, man. Wesley Hunt, full of shit. Absolutely is. You know, we don't judge America if it's equitable, if America's fair, if people are treated fairly by your goofy ass getting an opportunity to be a representative. That's not enough. You know, individual success means shit. You know, there were slaves that ended up owning slaves. That didn't mean slavery was okay, dumbass. You know, there always could be a one-off, right? There always could be certain people, you know, and a lot of them own slaves because that's the way to get their family out of being slaves. And to buy their freedom of their family members, of their spouses, these things. But that's not a barometer of how we measure the country. That's not a barometer to say how far we've come. Fam, this is why it's such a turnoff, man, when people say Tim Black joined the Republicans. You got Wesley over there saying dumb shit like this. This doesn't make any sense. Dude, your assimilation is not complete. To do that, you need to turn white-skinned. We all see you coming. Or sometimes if it's dark, they don't see you coming here. Wesley, understand this, Wesley. Until the racial wealth gap is closed, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say, fam. I don't care about there being good white people. Of course there are good white people. Of course there are good Asian people and Native American people. And it's good sellout black people too. You know what I'm saying? It's good everything. That's not my concern. My concern is the economic viability of black families. The lower success rate of black businesses. The lack of resources given to black businesses. Take investments, okay? Everyone loves watching Shark Tank. Shark Tank is a staple. Americans love Shark Tank. Look at Damon John. Look at O'Leary, whatever his name is. Look at Mark Cuban and White Lady who does the infomercials. I forget everybody's name. Joy or Jill or whatever her name is. Here's a reality check. Only like 4% of black businesses get infusions. Like, you know, venture capital investment money. The last time I looked, it was like 93% of venture capitalist funds go to white-owned corporations. But you watch Shark Tank, they give you this false representation of black people doing so well. Every time you look, every week, there's at least 2 or 3 black businesses that get funding. This is part of the bullshit of Hollywood. See, we are underrepresented. If this was anywhere close to being a fair country, right? 14% of the population would get 13 to 14% of the investment. We're not even getting a third of we're not even getting 5%. Okay? So these are the things, these are the metrics in which I look at. I don't look to see, oh, look at Wesley Hunt. He talks like he has a pole up his ass. He sounds just like that character Eddie Murphy played when he put on whiteface. Look at him. He's fitting in just fine with everybody. Does a lot of this. Puts on shoes, boots with the elevators in him to make him look taller and everything. He married a white lady. Look at him. He's a success story. Fuck him. That's how I determine. When I see when a regular black American with a black wife, not born in Honolulu, now whose name was not Barry Sotero, who was a cutout of CIA or whatever Obama was, when a regular black guy like Tim Black, right, who went to Prince George's County Public Schools, you married to a fellow attendee of the same Prince George's County Public Schools, who can become senators and representatives, then go on to become attorney generals and presidents and VPs, then we did some shit. But as long as the benchmark are Asian, Indian, Jamaican woman getting installed by Biden, it didn't win a primary and then getting kicked up to the nomination, and then this guy over here from where'd they even get Obama from? Now, until we got regular black people able to do the same shit y'all sellouts, tap dancers, and Sambo soldiers get to do, until then, man, we do not have equality. And until the racial wealth gap is closed, Dr. Sandy Darity said it'll take, $17 trillion or some crazy amount, basically 2 Iraq wars. Yeah, until then. until opportunity is actually spread around this motherfucker, until a Chud the Builder, who made it his business model to use racial slurs to make money doing that, isn't able to raise $150,000 after almost killing a man on the street who he antagonized and invited and pushed until the man did not have a weapon, actually wanted to fight him. Until then, until he can't raise $150,000 overnight, don't talk to me about where we coming. It's not Jim Crow, and it's worse than Jim Crow. It's fake. It's a faux equality. It's a faux democracy. It's nothing of the sort. And unlike my elitist friends or my aspiring friends, my black colleagues, and I ain't gonna name a bunch of names, but until these big talkers, these black intellectuals and some not so intellectual, let's just keep it real, the intellectuals in their own damn mind, these corny goofies, who want to wax about how great the Democratic Party is, until we have a party that has a black anti-hate crime that would have put this asshole under the jail, and those who, people like him, never got that done for us. Until we get some policies and some actions done that actually level the playing field so we got a fair shake. A fair shake at shit. Don't talk to me about Jim Crow being over. It's over, but I don't give a damn what you call it. Because the effects of it are lingering. That's the problem. So Wesley's wrong, and so are the Democrats. Both of them are wrong. The ones peddling that having to produce an ID, even if it does include your birth certificate, is somehow bringing back Jim Crow is bullshit. The gerrymandering wars that have occurred in this country ad nauseum forever, just because now let's say the Republicans have a leg up in that department, that's not Jim Crow. Your ass, because every person can still vote. Stop lying to black people who don't have time to watch the Tim Black Show. Okay? That's not Jim Crow. But on the same token, stop talking like we live in utopia because your goofy ass was able to lie and cheat and steal, and who knows what you did. Who knows whose boots, where you had your boots under, whose bed you had your boots in order to get elected. I don't know how you did that in Texas. I don't know. Let's see you pull a rabbit out there and get it done again, Wesley. But, yeah, until it's actual equality and opportunity, that's all we asking for. I'm not asking for magic tricks. People got to put the work in. They got to pony up. They got to commit to it. You got to be serious, but we have to have the opportunities. We got to have a more level playing field. And when you don't have resources, then you really don't have opportunity. Yeah, you're going to have one-offs. You're going to have some people that can do it, but that's obviously it's not enough. Put in the comment section, folks, what you think about this segment. Let me know what you think about Wesley's comments and then my rebuttal to it. And when people say like, look, I don't know, Tim, you know, you don't belong with any party. You're never happy. Yeah, well, I'm unhappy with both of these parties. Same party with different names, and they both got shit wrong with them. And I'm not about a party. I'm about our best interests. So we vote based on policies and issues. That's it. That's all. Let me know what y'all think. Go to timblacktv.com to find out more. Let's keep going, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Wesley, a wild boy, ain't he?